Discussion. Can't you see them dad boys are casting? Testing competition on their podcast mission. Never know what you get. It's chaotic precision. If you don't know, you better find out. The Dad Pack are here to prove a point. We three kings just believe that you don't want to tussle with them. This show is thunder. Subscribe and tune in, and you're laughing to the very end. Don't turn your back on the Dad Pack. Don't turn your back on the Dad Pack.
Put the kids to bed. Dad's home. We are the dWo podcast, representing the dad world order. I am the handsome head of household, Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. With me, as always, the rest of this patriarch pack. We got the big bad bearded daddy. He is Big Rig Eric Maffey.
Honk if you hear me, baby. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. 10-4, good buddy. And he is the perpetual mid-carter and the two-time world record holder. He is, shall we say, world famous now?
I mean, it's shared in like a gazillion countries, you know what I mean?
The wrestling t-shirt guy, Bo Cephas.
Hey, let's just go ahead and address the elephant right off the fucking start. My belly button is in a normal place, okay? I had my fucking pants pulled down low so you can see the full tattoo, okay?
Wiener showing.
That's a different wiener. But the point of the matter is my belly button is in a normal place, proportionate to the rest of my body. You evil internet nerds. But that's pretty cool, though. I was laughing my ass off.
The comments were great, dude. I spent a lot of time just reading the comment sections of all the different posts.
It's so
entertaining.
funny to me, dude. Like, how the fuck did that even go that way? And, you know, I got to give it up to Chris Van Vliet. You know what I mean? First off, he has agreed at some point to be on the show. We're going to work that date out. We're going to get Chris on here. But
It's going to happen.
For those of you who don't know, we're talking about what happened at Squared Circle Expo this weekend. And for the first one here, we'll go ahead and show you this right here. This post from Chris Van Vliet with me and my belly has 12,000 likes. That's just the likes. 226 comments, 4,000 shares. You talk about virality. Everybody and their grandmother was messaging me back, man, and it was an interesting reaction because my phone definitely had a moment of how do we handle this? Like, it started to kind of like overheat in a way.
Yeah. I think I have to say my favorite comparison that somebody used of you this weekend was you looked like the Men in Black aliens that drink coffee.
Yeah. You better credit who said that.
That is Mr. Lord Crew himself. And that it's so accurate. It's crazy. I can't, like, I look back at it and I'm just like the way that you stay, like, because you kind of like, you'll walk around like with your chest out a little bit and then you got like your little belly poking out.
That's just my natural gait, bud.
I know, but that's what made it so funny is it was the natural gait of the aliens that drink coffee and Men in Black. So it fucking killed me.
I thought that stretched swoggle one was pretty good, though.
Yeah, it said I looked like a stretched out hornswoggle. I was like, damn.
You took a beating this weekend.
I did.
That being said, man, I mean, perfect call with the crop top, and I'm so glad to use one of our shirts. It's so new and nice and bright, and it's just right there on every single picture. So
I think I might have stumbled upon having to do crop tops at every show from now on.
Right?
Like, even
the wrestling crop top guy.
You know, hey, if I ever get sick and miss a day or go to jail or something, I'll just come back as crop top guy and I'll cut all the shirts. You know what I mean?
Did people really comment about your belly button? Yeah, it was a hot topic.
Neutron, go to them posts, bud. Go to that Chris Van Vliet post on Instagram. and look at how many people are
Just read the comments. It's
What's wrong with this guy's belly button?
They're talking
Also, the
virgin-
amount of people that were like, "Why didn't he get the world title? Why didn't he do that?" And it's just it
my
cracks-
belly, motherfucker.
Well, it's funny because like obviously we know the reason,
Yeah.
but like if we didn't know you or anything, we'd probably be like, well, "That's a weird one to get," or whatever. But also, like, why does it matter? You know what I mean?
Hey, I got that one because I think that's where the most entertaining matches are. If anyone wants to know that and anyone's tuning in to find out why, that's why. I like the Mr. Perfect, Jeff Jarrett. That middle of the card for me is some of the most entertaining stuff. Substance to the cake. If you only got icing and flour, that's great. You got to have all that other extra stuff.
Yeah. And we talked to people there at the expo, like, I know back in my day, or the 80s and the early 90s, the Intercontinental Championship was kind of like the proving ground, because once you got that, that was easily a step, to be main event for the world title, and so most of the people, the guys that we loved, our heroes, as they built to that world title run, got the Intercontinental Championship.
And they actually built stories around it back then, too.
Yes. It's very meaningful.
Also, just want to shout out to our dude, Tyler Wrestles, streaming NXT right now. Dude, we had an amazing weekend with you. Thank you for hanging out with us so much. That was so much fun. I was glad we got to spend so much time together. It was awesome.
We are officially brothers now.
Yeah.
We're bonded for life.
We got to spend a lot of time with Crash, too. Shout out to our boy, Crash Jackson. We had a hell of a time with him at our table.
Always a pleasure. Always.
What's really cool, too, is I'm sure he noticed it as well. It was almost like triple the interest in his spot at this. Like people were super into Crash this weekend. It was just like,
yep,
people buying his merch, taking photos, and it's just like, yes, everyone's on the Crash train with us.
People are catching on, man.
It's great to see.
Also, another fellow we met. I Love Wrestling podcast. What's going on? Just want to stop by and say hi. Thanks for great conversations and hospitality. I'd stay for the whole stream, but I got to film an interview. There you go. Staying on the grind, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Talked to him and his dad for a little bit. That was a good conversation.
Probably end up show trading with him. So you guys that are wondering who he is will end up getting to meet him eventually. So.
Yeah, man. Also, I have to say one more thing about all the posts and the comments and everything. The comment that popped me the hardest was somebody that said, I don't know why he would get that. They're just going to redesign it in a couple years. And I'm like, what? Brother, do you not know what the Intercontinental title looks like right now? Like that's been redesigned since that iteration.
But what? Is he just like assume that's the current? And it says F on it. You know what I mean?
And he even said, I don't know why you got the WWE Intercontinental title. It's just going to be rebranded. And I'm like, there's literally a WF, a giant red WF at the top of it. But yeah, just hilarious.
Some people, your light dying over there?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
You have to just be shadow face today.
I don't like it. I need the light.
I got so much cool merch there, though. I got 26 shirts this time. I got this really cool hat from Matt Hardy. And I got to be honest with you, I'm very proud of myself because, I collect everything, right? And Matt offered to sign this. And I was like, no, I want to
wear it.
Yeah, it's a dope Hardy's hat, man.
It is a dope hat. I love, yeah.
It fits my head. It's big headitis. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also, shout out to Jack Vaughn. He bought bigger hat sizes because he knows that most of us have melons in the wrestling.
Yeah.
Also, this comment right here. That dude never got the F out.
No, I did not.
Also, shout out to Jack Vaughn. He was next to us again this weekend, which was super awesome. Love getting to hang out with Jack.
Yes.
That dude. I bought his Limp Bizkit inspired shirt, which I believe Bocephus is wearing currently. Thigh slap. But yeah, man, just what a second go round. You could definitely tell we were prepared, and we were more comfortable, and it was easier for us we didn't feel like we had to be at the table the whole time. We could all kind of branch out and do our own thing. and we got a lot of really cool networking and interactions and moments. I mean, I got to talk to Swerve, like he was just passing by our table, and I got to show him the picture we got like 3 years ago when me and Em went and saw him at an indie show, back before he like really blew up. And I was like, yeah, this is her. That's her right there. And he thought that was really cool and everything. And Em obviously got to see her girl, Thunder Rosa. That was right as we got there.
So cool.
On Friday.
That was so cool.
She was recognized her. It'd been probably 2.5 years since we'd seen her.
I got to see that from the side, and it was so awesome because you guys walked in, and I just saw Thunder Rosa lock eyes with Emmy, and it instantly was like
across the room.
As soon as she walked out of her line and walked straight to Emmy and hugged her, and it was just like, damn.
there were people in her line, and she walked out of.
Yes, she walked out of her line to meet with Emmy, and Emmy was like, I don't know, she was like confident, like expected that to happen, but also was like extremely happy about it. Like, you know what I mean?
The smile on her face, man. That's why I brought her. But it was also kind of funny because that's literally all she wanted to do the entire weekend. I asked her like multiple times, like, "Hey, you want to walk around? Whatever." She's like, "No, I got my interaction. It's all I wanted. Everybody else can take a hike." So yeah, that was really funny. But Mike, you got to jump in on a live podcast, man.
Yeah, the guys at the Diner podcast were just live streaming. I happened to be walking by, and they had started a live stream. I was like, "You guys live streaming?" So they handed me a mic, and just got to sit down and kind of talk about some of our experience there at the expo. But really cool. And I was actually only unseated by Teddy Long, so I'll take that any day. Playa, yeah.
He said the thing, which was
he totally did the whole shtick for him too. So
that was awesome.
That was awesome. He was. I swear to God, that guy was on all weekend, man. Yeah. Every time I seen him, it was play of this, play of that, 1-on-1 with the Undertaker, tag team match, this tag team match, that. On.
I mean, you think about it. He probably gets away with anonymity a lot. So, not that he's not recognizable, but he is a normal person enough to where
he's niche recognizable.
Exactly. So when he gets to these moments, he gets to turn that swagger on and be Teddy Long. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, if he's just walking down the street, nobody knows who he is. He's just a regular 60-something-year-old dude walking down the street. Also, this is a good question because I haven't really thought about this. Said and missed the expo, had other things going on. Are there any similar wrestling cons in the Midwest worth checking out? The only one that I know of, which usually just travels around wherever like WWE is WrestleCon.
Yeah.
I've never been personally. People that have been said it's good. That's the only one I really know of in the Midwest, though. The only other ones I know of are like WrestleCade, which is down in the Carolinas.
Which would be cool, road trip.
Okay, here's one, GalaxyCon. It's not strictly wrestling, but they're coming to Columbus in December. There will be wrestling talent there as well. It's just a big pop culture con. You know what I mean? It's like a tiny San Diego Comic-Con.
Is that the one where they do the
cosplay wrestling?
Cosplay wrestling, yeah.
Yes, so they do Fantasy Super Cosplay Wrestling, which is so much fucking fun. A lot of, talent get out there and they will dress up as like there's two guys that go out there and dress up as Bluntman and Chronic from Jay and Silent Bob.
No shit.
And then like if Jay and Silent Bob are there, they'll come in and make an appearance. Like shit like that. It's crazy, dude. It's so much fun.
Yeah,
I will see that this year.
Similar as well. It's more horror centered, but they always have a lot of wrestling stuff there. Horror Hound, which is twice a year in Cincinnati, and it's also in Indianapolis as well. They do right now. They're doing September and March in Cincinnati, and like they just for September announced Dee Snider from Twisted Sister, and they announced Sting, and it'll be one of Sting's final appearances in Paint.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so I'm going to be there trying to get me a Sting shirt video that day. So, speaking of shirt videos, shout out to Enzo for giving me one of the coolest shirt videos.
Dude, that one was great.
I had a great one with Mick too, but I've never had anyone command the video like Enzo did. He was like,
he grabbed your phone.
Yeah, he's like, I'll do your whole video. He's like, all I need you to do is say, what do we got over here? And then tell him what your day is. I was like, all right. And then he just, for anyone that hasn't seen it, go check it out on my profile. He just
so good
into awesomeness.
He did the whole thing.
Mike was sitting there the whole time, just like, this is awesome. Because Mike was going to film it. You know what I mean? But then Mike's job was just upended by fucking Enzo. So he just got to enjoy it.
Dude, can I say that, I mean, Eric, I know you got to experience this also. And I mean, just from our perspective, man, just following you around and watching everybody else's reaction to you and the tattoo and just all the different moments you got to have. I mean, there was wrestling legends asking to get pictures with you and not vice versa.
Yeah, Candice Michelle came up and took pictures with me. And I was like, she said, can I get a picture with you? Yeah. Can we trade? Can I get a picture with you too? Like, yes. Like, like I said in the post that I made, 16-year-old me is so jealous of 37-year-old me. The very fact that I get to be around Candice Michelle was cool.
And who else? What, Dana Brooke took like a video?
Yes, Dana Brooke, which I don't think she's posted yet, but I love everything she's doing. The match they just had, by the way, TNA Rebellion, and then we're going over Squared Circle Expo. People give a lot of shit to women wrestlers, man, but they put on a pretty good match. I think that whole event was awesome, but it's a whole other story. But yeah, she did a video of it. So many cool moments like that. I love when wrestlers pop for my tattoo. I will say, one man gang talks shit. He was like,
oh, definitely.
He's like, that's an ugly tattoo. You're ugly, one man gang. You look like a shaved pit pug dog. Like, what is wrong?
Take it easy, Akeem. Okay.
Yeah. You fuck. Yeah, I should have worn my Power Ranger Squared Circle shirt. We would have had the fucking.
We would have had the set, right?
Yeah.
I had to go He-Man.
Yeah.
I had to go V for Vendetta, one of my favorite movies ever.
Yep.
Such a sick shirt, dude.
I was able to hook you guys up with some shirts because I bought too many mystery cards.
Yeah, I got a Jericho Cruise shirt, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I gave a Death Rider shirt to the guy's kid that was next to us because I got a double.
Oh, nice.
He was just like, what? I was like, yeah, dude, here you go.
Yeah.
Like, awesome.
Dude, that might have been one of my favorite things of the weekend was just all the new like relationships that were formed and the people we got to talk with and interact with and stuff. The guy that owned Death and Body Works. What a awesome guy. He ended up coming over and being like, hey, do you guys got any stickers? And we were like, yeah. And I think Mike, you handed him like the plastic bag and he was like, I'm gonna put one of these in everything I sell. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like,
let me tell you, I bought the beard oil from him and it's called Hex Panther. And it works 70% of the time.
Every time.
It smells fantastic and it works great. So
nice.
Yeah, shout out to Dave and those people at Death and Body Works.
We definitely.
But yeah, it just and he wasn't the only one. There were so many and people we saw from last year. It's like, oh hey, you're here. It was really wonderful. A lot of the talent that were there. We saw obviously Big Mama.
So many friends of the show. Which, by the way, let me go ahead and start my public apology right now. Because I came up to the table in full expo showing my belly mode and somebody that I consider like a legitimate friend, we send memes to each other and shit. Like my buddy Dick Starr, who did the design for our new conspiracy theory stuff we're getting ready to work on. And, I walked up to him and I thought it was just a random guy wanting to take a picture with us. And I was like, oh, cool, I'll take the picture. And then I don't know exactly how it was said, but I remember you guys were like,
I told you I gave him a keychain. You were like, oh, cool. And I was like, I mean, he designed it. And you were like, wait, what?
I was like, oh, shit.
Keep in mind, this wasn't like 30 seconds and he realized it. We were talking for a good 10 minutes. You had no idea.
To be fair, the only time I've ever seen Dick Starr was right here digitally. That was a few months ago. And I had never. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry, Dick.
It was very on brand for you, and it made me chuckle.
I think that's exactly what you said. You're like, dude, that is so on brand for you. I'm sorry. Whatever. But it was super awesome. I definitely had a fantastic time. I gotta give a shout out to Crash. We already talked about it a little bit, but the spot he had in which he pretended to dive and then didn't dive and just laid in the ring all handsome. Yeah. That's fucking funny, bro.
That's awesome.
I really like that. It was a good
thought. Yeah, I saw the video of that today. So fucking good. And to answer this question, met you at the Revolver Holiday Special show and bought a shirt. I was a dude in the front row. I was wondering if you guys are always at the show vending or at least attending. Yes. If it's Dayton, yes. We are always there. We will always have a table. Any Revolver show we're at, we will always have a table. There is not a guarantee that we'll always be abroad, whether it be Chicago or Iowa or Texas. But we do try to make it to those shows for sure.
We will be at Richmond. So for May 31st.
Yeah, we'll be at the Richmond show for sure.
Personally, I don't know for sure about these guys. Are you guys both going for sure?
I'll be at Richmond for sure.
I'll be at Richmond.
All right. Well, then there you go. We'll all three be there, and we can.
And then Dayton, May 17th. If you're in Richmond, that's not Dayton ain't a far drive. So that's a awesome venue, and I highly suggest checking it out.
Dayton has Hammerstein vibes, like even though it's just a little bitty
gymnasium.
It look like a Hammerstein. It's got the feel of a Hammerstein, and what I mean by that is every single person there gives a shit about every single match.
Yeah,
and that helps a lot with a crowd.
Yep.
Definitely Revolver heavy. Can't wait, man. We get 2 Revolver shows this next month. 2 of them. 17th and the 31st.
And yes, please come say hi. We are always open anytime. If you see us at a show, if you see us out in public, I don't care. I'll tell you this right now. Anybody that comes up to me and is like, hey, I watch your show, that pops me every single time. That Absolutely. Will never be lost on me.
Nope.
So please, 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 if you have seen the show in any way, shape, or form, you see any of us out in public, see us at a show, whatever, do not hesitate to come up and talk to us because we're pretty pleasant papas. That's all I got to say.
I really get a kick, too, with my shirt.
I think we're all right.
Shit, when people come up to me and they're like, what day are we on? And I'm like, oh, you give a shit. Like, one day so-and-so.
But yeah, man, the whole vibe of this weekend was just, I think I said it to Mike multiple times. We just felt more prepared. We knew what was it? We knew the expectation.
Yes.
Yeah.
My expectations were definitely different this year than last year. Just in terms of what, I wanted the experience to be for me. And I think you guys were right in the same mindset. So, I mean, yeah, it was a little, I definitely know I hovered around the table and felt handcuffed to the table last time more, and definitely felt once I got out more, I was like, that's totally not necessary.
Yeah.
So, getting out, especially wearing the brand, you know what I mean? Getting out and talking does just as good, if not better, than just hovering at the table. You always have that to go back to his home base, to here and there. But
it makes the day not feel so long either.
Yes.
Like you just get so many more fun experiences. Like I said, we talked to so many different vendors and podcasts and, people with stores, the Lucha Libre Superstore.
What's up, guys?
These guys had so many freaking, it had to be 9 or 10 tables worth of masks and shirts.
Oh yeah.
Like just unbelievable inventory, which that mask right behind Mr. Magnificent right there is from Lucha Libre Superstore. And what a cool guy. Met him and his wife, both very pleasant people. Hopefully we get him on here at some point. Would love to talk to him about his journey and, wrestling merchandising. And he just seems like he's really on the ball, and like a lot of these people were.
And tattooing, right?
Yeah, he does tattooing as well. Yes.
God damn it. Fucking Stan. You hush.
What a weird belly button.
swear to God, it's normal. It's normal. And for the record, I have children and I'm not a virgin. There was one I saw, the guy from Subway Mania, Tim, I forget his last name already. Tim Rivera. He posted, ladies, what do you do if your man comes home with this on his belly? And my wife screenshotted it and sent it to me. And I'm like, I was like, you better comment and get married. Like, what do you mean? What do you do?
Stand by your man.
You stand by your fucking man. She was loving it.
She was, though. She was hopping in the comments, and I thought it was great.
My baby sister, we've seen her in the comments a lot in here on our shows. She did not like people talking shit about me. There'd be people in there, they'd be like, this guy's dumb. He's never going to have a career. And then she'd be in there like, for the record, he is very smart, very handsome, and has a nice family and a good job. And I'm just like, Caitlin, let him troll, babe. It's fine.
It was funny going through and reading all the I was just going through and liking like every single one, even the shitty ones, because it was just like, no, because I know you, I know the story behind it. So the shitty ones were even funnier.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like they were 10 times funnier. I love the positive ones, but the shitty ones were just like, ha 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 ha.
I had a couple of people ask me if I was upset about it. I was like, no, like if anything, I'm mildly like disturbed about the belly button comments. But other than that, I love every bit of it. I still think they're hilarious. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's fun. It's like Bill Clinton said once a long time ago when he was running for president. If you can't make fun of yourself, who can you make fun of? You know what I mean?
Well, there were a couple too that were like sexual relations. There was one that was just like the positive ones were so good too. It was like greatest IC champs of all time, and it was like this guy, Santino Marella, and Honky Tonk Man.
Yep.
So you know, it just. You see something like that, especially when it comes to wrestling, you know fans are going to pop for it, whether it's positive or negative.
Yeah. Someone said, I can smell him from here.
Yeah.
So I commented, he smells like Snoop Dogg.
I can't help it.
Oh, the amount of people that were like, meth is a hell of a drug and shit like that. I'm just like,
I ain't never even seen meth.
Got all his teeth. Look at them. And they're pretty.
Yeah.
And you know what? That is accurate. We do love you, buddy.
Yes.
Longest reigning. So Gunther can suck on that.
I need to figure out the exact date I got the line work done. I forget. So we're gonna figure that out so I can see exactly. Or should
probably
I count?
It's in our text. It's in our text thread.
Yeah, I should probably count the day that it was gold first. That's when it was finished. You know,
probably.
Yeah. That's fair.
But what did you guys think? I didn't get to take in as much of the shows after the day was over. Obviously I had kiddo and everything. What did you guys think of those? I can't really comment on them all that much.
I gotta be honest. Mike and I had a few libations on the first day. Quite a few libations. To the point where we stopped drinking around, I don't know, like 8. And by the time it was like 10:30 in that show, we were sitting there like, man, I just want to go back to the Airbnb. So we
It's been a long day. We made it about halfway through the first show, or the show on the first night, and called it a night. Went back to the Airbnb because, like I said, I know it was a long day for him, long day for me. It was a hell of a long day for Crash because he came through. And he had been up since like 4 a.m. or something like that. But and he fucking worked that night. The second night I got to take it all in, and that show was great. The actual Squared Circle show, the 30-man Rumble. I had to see that.
Yeah.
Jack and who was it? It was
Jack, Brian Myers, and Big Ben Bishop.
Yeah.
Dude, that match was so fun because the first 10 minutes of it were just them promoting each other, and it was fantastic.
Jack out in the middle of the crowd, riling everybody up with thigh slaps.
It was great.
Seeing Tony Atlas wrestle was an interesting thing. I've never seen a 70.
Oh yeah, that was cool. Wild.
And he was managed by Mick Foley, so it was just kind of like, what? Okay.
I do regret not seeing Crash that night and seeing Myron versus Super Crazy.
Yeah, definitely. But at the same time, you know, when you're doing these not podcasts, but when you're doing these conventions, you need to get some rest too.
Bro, I was sleepy on the way to the Airbnb too, and I was about to crash until
when we got to the Airbnb. Mike and I were in this mode, sitting on the chair, just like exhausted, taking our shoes off and chilling. And then right then, Crash came in and Denim came in, and we were just like, all right, party on, Wayne. Party on, Garth. We cracked another beer and went going, dude. We drank till like 2 o'clock in the morning, maybe a little later. But it was pretty cool. Great time, man. Shout out to Denim, by the way. Denim is a fun guy. We've met him plenty of times, but that was the first time we really got to spend some time together.
Mr. Messer, always good to see you, sir.
Buddy? Half expected to see you show up there.
He's probably on the road.
Yeah.
He's always on the road.
It was cool to have Revolver Champions there. Having we got to have a moment with Myron and Crash there for a second. Like, oh, just hanging out with the Revolver Champions right now, minus the tag. You know, pretty cool.
But what I think we said this a couple times too. Getting a table there is worth it just for the freaking people watching, man.
Yeah.
I mean, holy crap. There is something wondrous at a wrestling convention to just sit there and look at everybody that passes you. Because you got people
cosplay.
Yeah.
Some of the cosplay dude was crazy. The Dominic Mysterio guy.
That was great.
That went hella viral on Matt Cardona's Insta.
Yes. I said, are you Dom or Nick? And he totally did not get it.
Yeah.
This comment here, I know it's a complete side note, but I got to bring it up because it was hilarious. We went to Horror Hound last year with Stan and Trisha, and across the street is a bar called Code 51, and I installed giant LED boards there, and I was very excited when I realized that it was across the street. I was like, damn, that's the bar I installed this big giant wall in. And we got to talking, and after Horror Hound was over, we're like, let's go. And it's $35 cover. And it was like extremely like people from like actual Africa, like I think like Nigerian or something. No one really spoke English, and it was for me and 3 other white people. And we went in there, and it was just like literally, it was very friendly. Don't get me wrong.
Did the record stop?
Yes, but it felt like that. It felt like we walked in there. It was like, what the fuck are these guys doing there? We had a few drinks though, but it was the most expensive cover.
For real?
2 hours drinking. For real. Like,
dude, you hit me with it's $35 to get in the door. I'm walking away. I'm turning around.
We were already in party mode, and we were all just like, where else are we going to get a tequila? The hotel bar's closed.
Literally anywhere. Go buy a $35 bottle of tequila and take it back to your house and drink it.
He's like, nope.
That's crazy.
It was worth the experience. I tell you right now, Stan and Trisha are great people to hang out with, especially if you want to sing some fucking karaoke.
Cocaine was not there, Brian, unfortunately.
That we know of.
But yeah, man, I'll tell you what, there were it was kind of crazy the sheer amount of star power that was there.
Yeah.
Like when you think about it, like usually like we've gone in the past and there's like 2, maybe 3 like top tier names, and then a bunch of people that everybody pretty much knows. This year it was like, in like those top tier names are usually there's a room where everybody lines up and they're like secluded and everything. This year it was like you couldn't. There were top tier names just out and about, walking around.
Yeah,
it was wild. Like I said, Swerve just like walked by our table. I was like, hey man, he's chatting it up. I'm just like, oh, this is cool.
Jerry the King Lawler stopped and told us a little story real quick.
Yeah. We said it was nice to meet him, and he said, okay. It fucking popped me and Crash both. We were just like, what? Like, that was the coolest part about that interaction, was that he just didn't give a fuck.
We're done now.
Also got to see our good friend Michael Kingston, proprietor of Headlock Comic.
Former guest.
Dude,
Yeah.
what a guy. That guy is awesome. I can't say enough good things about him. If you have not checked out Headlock Comics, do it. Because he makes some really cool shit over there, man.
Yeah, we if you want to know more about Michael Kingston, you can go back and check the episode. We've had him on before. We're gonna have him on again at some point. Which, by the way, for anyone that is a fan of us on the weekly, May at the end of May is our 2-week vacation, so it's coming up. We'll let you know, of course. We got some really cool shows coming up. May 8th or 9th, is it? I can't remember exactly which one's Tuesday or Thursday, whichever date it is. But May 8th or 9th, we have Jonathan Joss. It's 8th. So May 8th, Thursday, we have Jonathan Joss from King of the Hill. He plays John Redcorn. Something I wanted to speak to you guys about. I haven't even told you guys this. I just found out doing research on him that his house burned down in January. This was his family house. They owned it for 50-something years.
Wow.
He lost everything he owns. He
Oh, wow.
lost his dogs, his car. He's trying to rebuild his life right now, but there is a GoFundMe out there, and I'll make sure we post that on our socials tomorrow just to have it out there. But when we have him on as well, if you guys can spare $5, every dollar helps. You know what I'm saying? This guy is a really great dude, and we're going to try to help him as much as we can. So if anyone out there wants to join in on helping him. So, but yeah, that's tough stuff, man. Losing your house.
It is.
Is it like California wildfire stuff or?
No, he lives in Texas. So he
Okay.
was in San Antonio. It's just if you Google it, you can see there's a lot of coverage about it. But it basically stranded him. He had no insurance, and it was a total loss. And he's too good of a guy to have too much of an issue like that. So if we can help him in any way, so be it. So, but I'm excited to have him on the show, and hopefully we can get. I can't wait. Look, I'm going to try to pry every answer I can out of him. I know for a fact he's going to be in the reboot. The reboot supposedly starts in the end of May or June. So if I can pry anything out of this guy, even if you could just, I don't know, tell me how many episodes you're going to be, or if, anything. Give me a line you said, something. Give me
and another thing too, like obviously I know him from King of the Hill, but he was one of my favorite characters in one of my favorite shows, which is Parks and Rec. He was Ken Otate.
With that show.
Dude, he's not even in that many episodes, but every episode he's in, he's great.
Andy is the best character on this fucking planet.
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
I love Andy so much.
I told you.
So much.
Him and Ron, man.
Bro, Ron's great too, but they're just Andy. I feel like Andy's my spirit animal, dude.
Did Andy go to college yet?
No, not yet.
Oh my God.
But I don't feel like you spoiled me because I have seen some clips from that. Because when I first started to decide if I wanted to watch it, I kind of went through a TikTok rabbit hole of clips from that show. I don't know. I love everything about the show at this point.
It's a fantastic show. Also, I want to address this real quick. I thought it was going to feel too big based on the amount of guests that were there. Did not feel too big.
It's like they organized it better.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was room next to us. We could have easily fit a whole nother table next to us.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely it was weird because we had more space than last time, but there was more people than last time. I'll tell you one thing, the packed was crazy there for a minute on Saturday. Friday was pretty packed for a Friday, sure, but Saturday, like from like noon to 2, was fucking insane.
Yeah, it was a lot.
I probably took 50 photos with people. Like that's how many times people were like, oh, and some of them, I guess, didn't follow through. Because I told most of them that they had to subscribe, and I just assumed that some of them did it. Free subscription for a free photo. You know what I mean? It don't cost you a fucking dime. In fact, if you're watching right now and you are subscribed, what are you doing?
Click that button. Click that button.
Let's go to Instagram. Click follow.
Yeah, man. If anybody here is new and watching, we do this every Tuesday and Thursday, usually around 7:30, 8 o'clock Eastern time. That is. Sometimes we have a guest. Sometimes we don't. We'll usually post about it on our socials beforehand, what the episode is going to be about. So if you follow all our socials as well, you can keep up to date on that. We do have a lot of cool guests coming up though, man. Like Cephas said, we have freaking John Redcorn, Jonathan Joss coming on. Which is going to be really cool. We made a lot of cool contacts at Squared Circle that agreed to come on. Just got to, make those confirmations. So we're going to have a lot of really good shows coming up.
Pound to end the year, or well, not the year, but in the last episode before the vacation, May 15th, we got Big Pound of recent Revolver fame, and also Magic the Gathering fame, and we'll discuss how we see it on the show.
Okay.
But we got some really cool stuff.
You freezing up big time there, Seif.
Yeah. What are you doing? What are you doing? He's just really excited.
Yeah.
We good?
Nope.
Kinda, not really.
That's weird. I think again, a storm is going on. My internet's cutting out here.
Stand back. There's a storm coming through.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, bars went up. Anyways, we got Big Pound coming up, like I said. But for the people that asked, we are coming back with more dad content. The dad review shows where we took dad advice are coming back because I said so. We just, sometimes during WrestleMania season, things get a little crazy.
Yeah, we had April was a big wrestling month for us, between Revolver shows, WrestleMania, and Squared Circle Expo, So that's I think that's why the month of April is definitely wrestling month here at the Dad World Order podcast.
Yeah. My rest definitely suffered from it. But I gotta say, guys, I'm going back to Squared Circle next year, every year. Even if the dWo were like, you know what, we're hanging it up, we're hanging the boots up, I'm just gonna get a table just so I can fucking stand there. What's your table for? I don't know. Just so I have one.
Day 4,900.
Bro, at this point, I don't think somebody was asking me that. I don't even know who it was. Somebody was filming me and asking me that at Squared Circle. So if you're watching, tag me in that. But they asked how long I was going to go. At this point, I really don't think I can stop, man. Part of me wants to say, oh, maybe stop at 10,000 days. But that's like such a lofty fucking thing. And I know damn well that if I hit 10,000 days, I'm going to want to do 10,001. It's like the mouse, giving a mouse a cookie thing. You know what I mean? You can't, at this point, I feel like assuming I don't go to jail, I don't have any major issues where I'm like in a coma. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go till I die at this point. I can just see it's day 5,692. You never know. We'll see. Whatever. I
hope that you really sound like that.
As soon as I get gray, I'm just going to start using this voice. It's my old prospective voice, you know.
We'll all wear wrestling shirts to your funeral to keep the tradition. You better believe you're getting buried in a fucking wrestling t-shirt. It's happening.
I don't like
an Undertaker coffin.
We're burying you in the dWo crop top.
To quote Master Shake from the Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and when I die, bury me with all my stuff because you know that it is mine.
Just a mountain of t-shirts on
don't need any dirt on this.
In a Connex trailer.
Yeah, just 6 feet of t-shirts above your coffin.
There's enough at this point.
They just put a thing of sod over it.
Oh shit. That's not a bad idea. Hopefully I do this enough to where when I do pass away, that my kids can pick through, get some cool shirts, and then somebody somewhere will, either fucking put them in a wrestling museum or fucking sell them to a bunch of wrestling nerds and let them know who the fuck wore these motherfuckers.
So we have a little shameless plug over here.
Oh yes, absolutely. That's not a shameless plug. That is promotion right there. Look, if you're here and you're watching and you're anywhere near Dayton, Ohio, there is a prom coming up for adults only. There's going to be adult beverages, libations. It's going to be a good old time. You can put the kids to bed and come to the Living Dead prom. Check out Living Dead prom on Facebook. There's wish I had an accent. But get out, get yourself a ticket, get yourself your wife a ticket. Dance, hang out, have a good time. There's gonna be cool stuff, snacks and shit. Get your ass out there. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, Eden, if you're still watching and you want to put the dates and time and everything up, we'll gladly put that up here. And also,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Squared Circle for life.
I'll tell you what though, it was really cool. Obviously seeing you take the picture with Chris Van Vliet, but it wasn't just the picture. I mean, we went back and talked to him later, and I mean, he was, genuinely having conversations with us and stuff. We got him, to, hey, you want to come on the show? Yeah, absolutely. Like, that was amazing.
He cares enough to go back through our episodes. I bet we've talked about him telling us that 5 or 6 times in our past on our episodes. He made an impact on us because we had respect for him when we first started. And what did he tell us? Consistency. Don't quit. 2 times a week. Sometimes we take a day off, but that's important. And we are proponents of mental health and always will be. So days off aren't, that's why we have a vacation coming up. But you talk about consistency. We try to be as consistent as we absolutely possibly can. April's been a little rough for us, like we said, but we're here. We're not going to stop. We got guests galore coming. Hopefully I can land somebody really great, to come back from vacation.
That return episode. Everybody loves a big return.
Yeah. Here you go, right here.
Second
annual Living Dead Prom, May 31st at Poasttown Elementary.
Yeah.
Also, hello, Jennifer Nicole Garrett. How are you?
Howdy.
How the heck are you?
But yeah, it was really cool. I was actually went up to him a little later on, and I was going to try to have a conversation with him because it was after you had said he had agreed to be on the show, and I talked with him for all of 30 seconds, and like we're just starting our conversation, and this guy comes up next to us. I just started a podcast 2 months ago.
And you know what's funny? You're not even exaggerating his voice.
I'm not.
That guy literally was just super loud and just like.
And it wasn't like we were all having I was having a one-on-one, and he just, hey, and it was just like, all right, Chris, I'll talk to you later. Fucking whatever. But
yeah, you'll have that.
Overall, it was very good.
Almost 1,000 followers.
Conversations I'm already forgetting that I had. I shook so many hands. I mean, there was a lot of tables, where I just wanted to say hey, and just sometimes it's cool to just see the person, live and in the flesh. Well, plus I can't afford as many autographs and pictures as I'd like to have.
I will say we got a pretty cool guest up this Thursday. We got Denham Blevins. We can talk a little bit more about Squared Circle. Talk about the plans we have in store with Denham Blevins. That's right. There's going to be a Battle on the Border event here in the near future, sponsored by the Dad World Order podcast. And there might even be a Dad World Order podcast match. Not us. We're not going to wrestle. But I think we're going to end up sponsoring our own match, which could be interesting. So Stay tuned for that on Thursday. We're going to give you a little more information on that. But boys, I think we wrap this up a little bit early tonight. What do you guys think?
I'm good with that. I'm a tired Tina, so I am totally okay with that.
I'm a sleepy
I'll tell you what, starting this new job and being at work at 6:30 in the morning, I'll tell you what, it's changing my outlook on when I go to bed. And the earlier, the better, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So real quick, I just got a text. It's not
Hold on. You should live stream you getting a belly button piercing. You might be able to sell tickets for that.
I don't want to get my belly button pierced again. It hurt really bad. I thought I was like cute when I was younger and was going to get it, and I got it, and I did not like it. But regardless, for tickets for that Living Dead prom. I just got hit with. They're not letting them post the number in the comments for some reason, but the number you can reach 1-937-388-5341. One more time, just in case my internet's shitty. 937-388-5341, and you can call or text to get yourself some tickets to the Living Dead prom. Shameless self-promotion.
Love it. Well, yeah, boys, hell of a weekend. I'm still kind of recovering from it. I'm
same.
so tired, man. But hey, that's what happens when you get old.
Why don't we edit that comment and pierce Eric's nipples on live stream?
No.
That's something we should do.
No. You boys got anything else before we head out of here?
It doesn't hurt that bad.
No.
I love you, boys. I had such a great week with you guys.
I love you. Love you boys too. It was fucking awesome, man.
Too, for being a freaking trooper. You know, it's not easy for a kid to be where her dad's being a nerd all day and still be a good kid, but she kicked ass at it.
Yeah, yep. I can't say enough good things, and it was really nice. Which I'll probably talk about this on a because I said so at some point, because I'm sure we'll get into it. But being a single dad, you know what I mean? Now I'm dating somebody that also has a kid. It's really important to make time for just you and your kid. Like, even when you become that blended family, and, you know, this isn't like, me and her have talked about this, and she does the same with, you know, her daughter and everything. It's really important, because getting that weekend with her, we're, you know, together all the time, but just being me and her was really nice, being able to do that.
It just, I feel like it kind of like reestablishes that bond, you know what I mean? Especially when there's other people in play, when it's just been you two for a little while, you know, and then it is good to kind of have those. So it's something I wish I would have done more of. So I wouldn't mind talking about that. And I think I got some good input.
I think that's important to do with everyone you love. Like, sometimes I'll just pick my daughter up and I won't tell Lincoln about it, and I'll take my daughter to go to Menchie's. You know what I mean? There's sometimes I'll buy Lincoln $10 in V-Bucks and I don't get my shit. You know what I mean? I think those moments are important. You got to let the kids know that they matter to you more than the group of kids.
Well, you just show them that they, you know, it's not a, I'm not lumping you in together. You know, You're still an individual.
You're children, but you're also my child.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, hey, there we go. That's our next or a future because I said so.
Yeah. Fucking blending your family or whatever. We'll figure out a better title for that. But yes.
I'm sure. So yeah, that'll be good. Well, as always, we have been the dWo podcast. I am Big Rig Eric Maffey. He is Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. He's the wrestling t-shirt guy, Bo Cephas. And you can check us out on all the socials at dWo_podcast, Facebook at the dWo podcast, TikTok at dW_pod. Excuse me. Get that dad merch at Pro Wrestling Tees, TeePublic, or message us directly. You saw Bo wearing it all weekend in the crop top. We will have new designs coming out soon. I got some things cooking up here. I want to try to get on a hat or a shirt. But obviously the original, you can't beat an original. You know what I mean? It's beautiful. Look at Mr. Magnificent. Looking magnificent as ever over there with that beautiful hat. So yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, listen, follow, all that good stuff. And we'll see you again on Thursday. Until next time, Top Dads out.